Happy Friday, everybody. It's TT here, your host from Intuitive Minds Already Know. It is not Wednesday. I wasn't available Wednesday, so we are going to do it tonight. I don't want that deck. How's everybody doing? Did the full moon really fuck you guys up? Hello, is it Carissa? Thank you, Carissa for watching, tuning in. That's you're new here. I'm gonna pull cards and just pull some cards and see what we can pull for messages for the collective tonight. It seemed like for me, the what do you call it? Like the first quarter moon was more intense for me. Comment on here if you felt the difference between the first quarter moon, which is 2 weeks ago, and then is it first quarter, third quarter? I don't know. Whatever it was 2 weeks ago. So I have been channeling quite easily lately. I don't have to be in a meditative state. I can just basically just kind of go about my day and just be kind of on. Now, that's a curse and a blessing. So if you are an empath, God dang it. It must be something I need to say. If you are an empath, like me, you are super sensitive. And chances are, if you don't know you're an empath, you do know that you can feel energies, sense energies, just feel them, just a knowing. Like for me, I can walk in a room and know exactly who I shouldn't go to. Now, don't get me wrong. It might sound like it's judgy, but it really is my body's internal. Hello, Tim. I can always depend on Tim to watch. It's your body's internal automatic boundary system. And it can be a curse and a blessing. Because sometimes it can warn you or ward you from going into, a negative situation, or, a situation that doesn't serve your highest good. And the curse part is, I say curse just because it's the cliche, the curse and a blessing. I say curse because sometimes it can just be so overwhelming, and we go about our day and we've been feeling good with our energies, and then all of a sudden we don't set protection, and we don't say that little prayer, and we don't ask our spirit guides to come in, and you get into a group or a surroundings and a place, and for some reason, like, it feels like you're being attacked, and all of a sudden you will be like, okay, why am I feeling this way? And if you are not aware, if you are not self-aware that you're sensitive, this is like, you don't have to listen to me if you don't want to, but it's the first symptom. So what I started doing, because I was like, oh, like, that kind of makes sense. Because when I started, my journey, you don't know anything. You just know what you've experienced, and you just know that you have no explanation for some of this stuff. So you know, absolutely, you're just a Bambi. So I found out that being an empath is really super sensitive to energies, and you really have to want, if you don't want to have your energies disarray, and you don't want to have to experience, you know, a multitude of different emotions all at the same fucking time, you will want to eventually learn how to, gosh darn it, you will want to learn how to be self-aware so that you can, I say, tame those energies. And we just say a protection prayer. What's mine is mine. What's yours is yours. Sometimes I will ask my spirit guides to come forward as protection. And I will ask for like an imaginary bubble to come and protect me, so that my energy is just going to stay in my bubble. Now, don't get me wrong, when we're in a bubble, it's not like we can't interact, you know, with the energies. But when you're an empath, you're going to know, even by putting protection on, which ones are kind of, it's hard to explain. Okay, so imagine you're in a bubble. We'll get to the cards. Imagine you're in this bubble. Like, say you're at a wedding. We'll use a wedding because there's lots of stuff going on at a wedding. There's, you know, old people energy. There's little kid energy. There's teenager energy. There's lots of different energies. And there's like sober energies and drunk energies. And there's just lots of different energies going on at weddings. Plus you have the music. And you have the high energy of, you know, the love, roses. The roses is the highest frequency flower. So, of course, you're going to have a lot of high vibration energies, all right? For the most part, for most weddings. So when you go in, kind of picture yourself in your bubble. So your energy is still here. You know, you are still experiencing what you're not your life, but you can almost feel it like bounce off. It kind of feels like a push-pull, like a really quick, kind of like a surge almost. Like, how do you explain it? Like, have you ever gotten like shocked by electric fence? It's not that intense, but it's more of just like a glitch. It's quick. And that's kind of like how it feels for me. It'll just be like, ooh, it's kind of like it just shocks my internal energy radar, so to speak. So that's what that feels like for me. Comment on here what it feels like for you guys. So you just want to protect. Can somebody tell me what is up with the box elder bugs? I think our house is, I don't know. I don't want to say the P word, but we've had this infestation of these box elder bugs in our house since like fall. And they're everywhere. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hello. Thank you. Thanks for watching. We have 500 members. And lately I want to do a video once a week so that I can promote the deck that I created. So it's an oracle card deck. If you're new to the channel and you're new to listening, an oracle card deck is what I like to refer to it as a spiritual modality, divination tool. And it's just a way to kind of connect with source, with your higher self, with the higher source, whoever you believe in. If you you know, the universe. And I like using the cards because my mind is always just doing something. It's always thinking about something. I have a little ADD. And my mind just I have a busy mind. That's what they say. That's the nice word. I have a busy mind. And so I like to use oracle cards for messages. So it's a way that when I tune in, when I tap in, when I allow myself to be open, I can communicate with source. So it's kind of like, for me anyways, because like I get my clairs through, like, I just know, but I also like have kind of like a thought. It has words. So some people feel it, you know, but sometimes I don't even have to ask, you know, but it's always good to ask, like, okay, so that was where I was going to go with the energy. So part of the curse and the blessing is when you're sensitive empath, you really have to be self-aware and really ask in the beginning when you're first starting out, or all the time, it doesn't hurt. Is this mine? Is this my energy? Like, say you walk into a room and you're just like immediately emotional. You're like, whoa, like I was just fine before I walked in. Chances are, you're absorbing. Your energy is reacting to someone else's energy. So it's always good to ask. It's always good to ask. Good rule of thumb to ask. All right. So without further ado, we're going to pull from my deck first because I'm promoting it. It's on Etsy. Hello, Missy. It's on Etsy. But you don't have to buy it through Etsy. You can message me through here and we can make arrangements because I have many different monetary exchange platforms that I use. Okay. So what are we going to ask? Does somebody have a question that they'd like to ask? Otherwise, I'm probably going to pull for the, well, we're going to pull for the collective. But I want to ask, I think I'm going to ask the cards. I want to ask the cards, please reveal to us any details or information that would be helpful for us as a collective to, how can we love ourselves more? And how can we want to put our happiness first? So those two questions kind of go together. How can we love ourselves more? All right. Reveal. Perspective. I love this card. This card was fun to make. So if you're just tuning in, I created this oracle card deck. So this was a fun card to make. Because I wanted it to look kind of like retro, kind of 80s. But I also wanted it to reveal what I was feeling when I wrote this. So, and I'll read from the book, but I want to explain why what I say is going to relate to having perspective. So if you see here, like bugs and beetles and bees, you know, they've got, it's kind of fuzzy, but they have like these honeycomb style of eyes. And that's how they see. And they see many, 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 many different perspectives. It looks honeycombish and it looks there's a freaking bug. Kaleidoscopy. And so by being able to look at many different perspectives and look at many different outcomes, and not really without judgment, but analyzing and being open to the suggestive reasoning why something is happening or why somebody is feeling this way. Hello, Ash. It kind of makes room in your heart for like, okay, maybe I do need to be softer. Maybe I can forgive that person, or maybe I overreacted. You know, it does having to wanting to look at things in a different perspective allows you opportunities. Can you hear that? It's just my dog chewing on her thing, so sorry about that. It allows you to look at things differently and allows you to see many different opportunities of the outcome and maybe how you should react. Let's read from the book. And the number is 30. Consider the advice given to you, whether you asked for it or not. Consider the perspective of someone not involved in the situation at hand. Hello, Kim. The way another looks at the things from their point of view may help you see the problem or solution that maybe you cannot see. Wisdom and knowledge from someone who has experienced what you're going through can give you reassurance or peace of mind to help you get through your situation. Maybe taking a different approach will help you get better results. Maybe you just needed a pep talk or a little push when you feel stuck. Maybe it's as simple as giving yourself a timeout. We're going to talk about that. A moment of silence and reflection can always help bring clarity and direction. That rhymes, you guys. Oh my God. I gotta underline that. Oh wow. A moment of silence and reflection can always help bring clarity and direction. Oh my God. It just makes my noodle. This is such an awesome deck. I'm so proud of myself. So, yeah. So, as a collective, we need to, get friendly with your community. There is a community for everyone. There is a group of like-minded people somewhere out there that will accept you. The first part is accepting yourself. Once you can accept yourself, you will notice that more people are more accepting of you. It's just, it's the law of attraction, what you put out comes back that way. So having a community where you feel accepted, is a great start to finding out what makes you happy. Get out there, put yourself out there and do things that maybe you wouldn't normally do. Because you might find that you like that thing. Even though maybe you didn't like it the first time you did it, you know? So try things. And then if you haven't done them for a while and you're like, well, you know, I really thought I would have this kind of result or this kind of reaction. So if you haven't done it in a while, maybe try it again. You know, see what you like. I want to get on the macrame bandwagon. I have not yet. I got some kits for Christmas, and right now I have to scrapbook like Christmas stuff. So I have to get that out of the way. And I don't know about you guys, but comment on here if you're like me, where I have to clean off like my whole desk in order for me to get like inspired to start something new. I have to have like a clean slate where there's no distractions of like, oh, that, I didn't finish that. I should finish that first, or that's sitting there. I need to do that. I have to have it clean. I have to have like, so no distractions. Comment on here if you are that way, if you are a crafter or a scrapper. All right, how did that first card go for you guys? Comment on here. It's very interactive. For the one eye that's on here, I don't know who it is. Can I click on it to see who it is? Your viewers, John? Your viewers. Is it John Bax watching? I don't see his name on here. That's interesting. I really have to learn how to use Facebook Live a lot better. Okay. The next deck we're going to do is from the Chakra Insight Oracle. My throat chakra has just been gummy. Sticky and gummy the last, I don't know, month or so. And there's been lots of things that I have had to say. So I can only assume that that's why, because I have been needing to say some stuff, and I have been saying some stuff. So, but I'm also like just observing, which if you guys know me, I have to put my 2 cents in. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a Virgo and Capricorn, so double whammy there. So if you want my opinion, oh, careful when you ask. You might get it if you don't ask. All love and light. I'll make you smile. All right. So we're going to pull a card for the collective. I think I'm going to do the same question. Unless somebody's got one up here. But let's do, how can we work on loving ourselves more? Oh, you're making such a mess. Yeah, how can we love ourselves more, and how can we put our happiness first? I found out recently in my journey, start there, that I am, oh, you did do that, didn't you? You did tear apart your bed. I found out recently in my journey that, and I think we all do, but I didn't know this before about myself. Maybe I knew it, but I didn't know what it was. So for labeling purposes, I had a little bit of codependency. And I think we all do, especially in our marriages. You know, we get to be with someone, and you know, or even our children. Even we can be codependent on our children because they're there. They're there all the time when we wake up, when we go to bed, you know, especially when they're still in the house. And I had to realize that it's just me. You know, this is me, and I have to experience things for myself, make decisions on my own for myself, based on my values. And that was such an eye-opener. I don't have it in here, but I actually did a self-love workbook. And I actually was doing it here live, and I do want to get back to it eventually. There's a lot of information on it, and I actually have to sit down and take time to to do it. All right, so pulling a card for the collective. How can we love ourselves more and put our happiness for ourselves first more? All right. Relationships. This is going to resonate with me. These cards are kind of a little hard for the questions. These are more of like, hey, what do I need to work on? But we'll go with it. So the number is 9, and it's intimacy, freedom, acceptance, and trust. So the question was, how do we love ourselves more in a relationship? Okay, so I asked, and I'm getting messages. So, accept the one you have with yourself. Trust in your internal gut value system. Because in the end, you have to make a decision. We all make decisions every day. And there are some people that just, they just have a hard time making decisions. And I watched a couple podcasts this week or last week, and it was, making it based on your values. If you don't know, so base some of your decisions on your values. What do you value most? And then, get creative and write them down. And that way, whatever you value most is going to help you make that decision. What else can we get out of this card? Freedom. So when you value the relationship of you and yourself first, it's freedom and without judgment. And it's so liberating to be able to make a decision, to be able to allow yourself to make a decision based on your values. That is really, really hard for people. Really hard for people pleasers, and it's really hard as parents, to put ourselves first, because we don't when we're parents. But if we value something of our family and we make that decision based on our value, what we value for our family, you kind of got to break that down. And really, then it comes to boundaries. Like, am I always putting my family first before me? Then there's questions to ask at a sublayer. Do you get me? All right, let's read from the book. There is a phrase of reverent greeting that acknowledges one of the greatest gifts we bring to each other in relationship. I am another yourself. Similar to the Indian greeting, Namaste, in Lakesh is a recognition of the divine within each individual. This card is an invitation to consider your relationships with self and others in this way. to see those around you in their highest light, and to acknowledge yourself within this light. Okay, I'm going to read that again. To see those around you in their highest light. So like seeing them in their truest form without judgment, their truest potential from a love and light. And to acknowledge yourself within this light. So you are part of that light. Stop for a moment and reflect upon your primary relationships with friends, loved ones, family, and colleagues. Consider the balance of energy exchanged. We talked about that. The emotional wants and needs that each relationship gives and receives from you. Now is a good time to expand your respect for yourself and those with whom you share relationships, and why you love the people you do. Explore your level of giving and your willingness to receive. Explore your level, where you're at. Explore your level of giving and your willingness to receive. Hello, Liz. Who do you hold back energy from? And who do you perhaps overgive to in compensation for some insecurity or fear of loss? Ugh. Who do you hold back energy from? And who do you perhaps overgive to in compensation for some insecurity or fear of loss? Okay, that makes so much sense with some of the internal stuff that I've been going through. It is time to honor the beauty and the sacred in your relationships. Acknowledge your own needs and wants, and honor the needs of others. Look for the hidden gifts in each other. Accept each other for who they are without trying to change or control them. Ooh. Empower yourself to be with those who inspire you, and to inspire those you are with. Recognize each relationship as a mere reflection and a doorway to greater realization of your true self. Life is relationships. Support each other to grow and to shine. Well, that just smacks me right in the face, because I have a hard time with that acceptance. And usually when we have a struggle in a relationship, sometimes it means that they are either projecting onto you and you are a mirror to them, or they are a mirror to you. So that's where you can acknowledge, what's coming at you through, like the whole, like, am I absorbing, that type of thing? Are they projecting on me? And I'm absorbing it. But maybe there's a lesson, because if you hear me talk on the TikTok, I've done some videos where we talk about, I just lost it. Give me a minute. Of the projecting and absorbing their energy. And you have to kind of ask, hello, Russ. Thanks for watching. You have to ask yourself, like, is this me? And am I projecting? And are they bringing out stuff in me? And is that why I'm feeling this way? Because they're projecting it onto me and it's bouncing back. So that's why, protection is very, very important. Yeah, that acceptance thing is hard. But I think if you choose to work on accepting yourself and all your flaws, and you don't want anybody to, like, judge you or want to change you or control you. So why would, oh, excuse me, why would you wouldn't want anybody doing that to you. So why would you do that to anybody else? But it's hard when we don't put ourselves first, you know? And we live from a constant instant gratification and instant acceptance. And if we're not accepted, we feel this way. And, you know, it's just constant. It's a constant battle. It's hard, but, you know, that's where that oneness comes in, if that does exist, you know? All right, enough about that. We're gonna do one more card. Maybe. For sure, one more card. Because I got this deck for Christmas from Ashley. This is the Colette Baron Reid Spirit Animal Oracle. And I have used it a couple times. I have not yet gone through each card. I used to do that with my decks. I should maybe do that more often. I've just been pulled into so many different directions lately, and there's been a more important situation that is in the limelight in my life lately. And so, not that I'm not doing self-care. It's just, I've just been trying to just get through each day, you know? So, trying to get my sleep in, trying to eat better, trying to exercise more. Okay. So once again, we'll use the question that we've been building on tonight, and that's, how can we love ourselves more? And how can we put our happiness first more? Okay? Because in the end, that's what it's about. What are we doing here if we're not happy? You know? If your job doesn't make you happy, are you going to stick with it? You know, really ask yourself that question. I've been asking myself that question for a while. So I've been manifesting some opportunities. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if see if there's opportunities that arise at my current job, or maybe there's opportunities for a new job. I'm open. I'm open to whatever the universe throws at me, because the universe knows. The universe knows what is best for you. We just have to, how's that go? Surrender. So surrender, allow, let go, or is it allow, surrender, let go? I don't know. Sometimes it's different for everybody, which order. But you get the idea. Surrender, allow, let go. All right. One more shuffle. This is another deck's for crispy. All right. Okay, for the collective. Tell us, reveal to us, using the cards, how we can, each and every one of us, how we can love ourselves more and put our happiness first. Ooh, what a pretty card. Horse, spirit, and we've got the word freedom again. Isn't that a cool card? It's so pretty. And it's 3-3. So if you're into numbers and numerology, you can add it together, and that's a 6. Oh, that is so pretty. I love like the painting of it. It looks pink. I like this card. So right away, I'm looking, I just kind of like scan the card to kind of see where I'm drawn to. And I was immediately drawn to this horse's mane. And it just screams My Little Pony, you know, because the My Little Ponies, they were purple and pink and green. They weren't your traditional, you know, horse colors that we see in nature. At least I've never seen a horse in the 3D form that has those colors. Let me know if you have. That'd be an awesome story I would really, really like to listen to. So when I seen this card, it was like, oh, it's got like pink hues and the mane is like really super soft, like the My Little Ponies. So when I think of My Little Pony, it's a toy, and I'm thinking back to like my childhood. And then when we're children, we're so playful, and that's a lot of feminine energy. And how free, you know, did you feel as a child? Or didn't you? You know, I felt, looking back at what I don't remember a lot of my childhood memories. That's just, I don't know. I don't have a lot of childhood memories. And lately I have been asking, I had been manifesting, you know, like allow me to remember more of my childhood memories. And then all of a sudden I'll be either watching TV or just having a conversation, and it'll be like, oh my God, like I remember that, you know, and maybe it has zero significance, but it's like, it was there, like triggered me. It triggered a memory, and it's so cool. I haven't had one in a while. It was really consistent for a while. So I don't know, maybe it's because of what's going on, but this card, I see so much, like he's got this card, or the horse, they have their head down like in a submissive kind of, or bowing, you know, like bowing to something sacred, which you are. Everybody, we are ourselves, should bow down to ourselves. We are sacred. We need to take ourselves very sacred. I like that. And when you're young, you know, you automatically, for the most part, you know, our parents want to keep us safe, and we feel very protected, typically, in a healthy environment. You do. I know not everybody can relate to that. So this card is really telling us that regardless of our childhood, that our freedom is ours now, and to take action. And maybe free yourself from something that did happen in your childhood. Free yourself from those childhood burdens that maybe you haven't forgave yourself for, or forgave that person. I'm sure whatever you did as a child was not your fault. Whatever happened to you as a child was not your fault. Guaranteed. For the most part. I mean, there's many situations out there, so I can't say for all, but I'm just saying. Okay, number 33. We'll read from the book. When horse spirit appears, you are gifted with the spirit of movement and freedom. It is time for travel and adventure, whether that means a trip somewhere or taking a different type of journey. One of freedom of choice. Horse spirit reminds you that no matter the circumstances, You have free will and choices that can take you far away to a better place, a better situation, a better state of being. For there is no one but you to rein in your will to make a different decision. You are capable of making powerful choices that will affect you for a long time to come. Horses are social animals and known to be a friend to mankind, willing to carry us forward when we need it. Horse spirit reminds you that help will be available to you whenever you need it, and companions will be by your side wherever you choose to go, whatever direction you choose to travel. Life is an adventure, and horse spirit wants you to know that whatever choices you make, you have great spirit within, invisible yet holding you up and always walking by your side. If your inquiry is about a relationship, you can set your heart free to experience love in all forms. Ooh, that kind of reminds me of the perspective card. So experience love in all forms. Oh gosh, this is hitting home. So experience love in all forms. So do not limit the how someone shows their love to you, because how you show it to them, they might think that's all like cool and stuff, because I'm very creative, so I like to make some stuff. So if I like make a card or make something, yes, that person that I'm giving it to will recognize it, but they don't have to reciprocate with a card to me. They might reciprocate with, say, I don't know, like they might bring in a baked good, or they might buy me something else, or give me a compliment, or send me a funny email. It's like to get out of that mindset that reciprocation is important, but it doesn't have to be exactly what you gave them. That might be what you want, but that might not be how they want to reciprocate it to you. So do not limit. Do not limit. That's what I am interpreting that means. Where are we at? You can set your heart free to experience love in all forms. Spirit whispers to you that the gift of freedom is yours if you allow yourself to break out to break out of your perfectionism and stubbornness. Oh, it's talking right to me. Make a move and enjoy the freedom of letting go of the need to control. Has your spirit been broken by challenges you have faced? Your current choices may not seem the best, but you are not seeking the clearing ahead, where you break free and run. Whatever your choices right now, they can lead you to exhilarating freedom. So trust the guidance. Horse spirit is here to tell you that adventure calls, and you will soon realize your power is greater than you think. Perhaps your frustration and feelings of being fenced in are the result of being too much on your high horse, unwilling to come down to earth and join the herd that wants to support you. Being in control and in charge can be overrated. It's time to loosen up, drop the reins, let go, and prance with others just for the fun of it. Well, that resonated with me in my current situation. So that's why I love to pull cards, because now I wasn't gonna do a live tonight, but I was pulled to it. So I'm glad I did, because that card really screamed a different perspective and kind of answered a little more of the question that I have been asking. All right. How's everybody feeling? I love pulling cards. Glad you guys come on here and watch for as long as you do. As that's basically all I have for now. I think this has been long enough. We did three decks. So it'll be next Wednesday for the next pulling of the cards. I would love to do a reading for you if you want, if you're called to me, if you feel drawn to me. So just reach out. And Travis does Reiki and the shaman journeys. So if that's something you're interested in, he is on Facebook Facebook as well. You can check out our business page at Third Crow Energies. All right. Have a safe and wonderful, fun, and happy weekend. And we'll see you here again on Wednesday.